Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about the tech that literally put the internet in our pockets, 3G. This was a total revolution. It completely changed what a phone could even be.
It's kind of hard to imagine now, right? But before the 2000s, that was it. Mobile networks, they were built for one thing, voice. Yeah, they were digital, but they were so slow. You couldn't even think about handling something like streaming video. But that was all about to change.
And that change? It kicked off right at the turn of the millennium. We're talking the year 2000. The International Telecommunication Union, the ITU, they introduced this new set of standards. They called it IMT 2000. But for you and me, well, this was basically the birth certificate for what we all came to know as 3G. And you gotta understand, this was a huge deal. Before this, you had all these different, totally incompatible 2G standards all over the world. Like GSM over in Europe and CDMA in parts of the US. 3G's main goal? To unify all of it, to create one single global network for the very first time.
Okay, so let's really get into it, because the most dramatic, the most game-changing thing about 3G was the speed. We're talking an incredible leap in data speed. And listen, this wasn't just a small bump. Nope, this was a complete and total transformation.
So to put that into perspective for you, 2G speeds, they maxed out at around 64 kilobits per second. Think of a really, really slow dial-up modem. But 3G? Whoa. That was like getting a real broadband connection that you could just carry around in your hand. The speeds were just orders of magnitude faster. The difference was absolutely staggering.
And that number, 2 megabits per second? Get this, that was the minimum they promised if you were just standing still. This wasn't just some number on a spec sheet. This was the key that unlocked rich multimedia content on the go for the very first time. Now, what's so clever about this, and what I think is really interesting, is how the standard actually planned for real-world situations. It guaranteed different minimum speeds based on what you were doing. So you'd get the full 2 megabits if you were, say, sitting at a cafe, but it would intelligently scale down to 384 kilobits per second if you were in a moving car, just to make sure you had a stable, reliable connection. Pretty smart, right?
So the big question is, how did 3G actually pull this off? How did they get this incredible speed and reliability? Well, the key thing to understand is that it completely changed the architecture of the network itself. It changed the fundamental way it handled information. Okay, this right here, this is the secret sauce. With 2G, you had these separate, dedicated lanes for voice and for data. But 3G, it used something called packet switching for everything. The best way to think about it is like this. Instead of one continuous stream, it breaks everything down, your phone call, a web page, and email, into these tiny little digital envelopes. The network can then just shuffle and send these envelopes in the most efficient way it can find. And that was the key that unlocked high-speed mobile internet. And they didn't just stop there. Nope, the innovation kept going. The 3D standard was actually so solid, so robust, that they could build on top of it. They came up with what people started calling the 0.5 generations, which pushed the speeds even faster. First up, you had 3.5G, or HSDPA. The D there is for downlink, and that's exactly what it did. It focused on making your downloads, all your web pages, your music, your videos, insanely fast. We're talking speeds that were pushing up towards 10 megabits per second, stuff loaded in a fraction of the time.
All right, so once they nailed downloads, what came next? The other side of the coin, of course, uploads. Enter 3.75G, or HSUPA. This time, that U for uplink was the hero. It massively improved upload speeds, and this was critical for all the new things we wanted to do, like sending big photos or, and this is the big one, making smooth, clear video calls. So all this new speed, all this efficiency, it wasn't just about making old things faster. No, it was about making completely new things possible. You have to see 3G not just as an upgrade, but as a total explosion of new capabilities.
And this really gets to the heart of it. This was the moment. For the very first time, your phone stopped being just, a phone. It became a portal to the internet. It became a powerful little computer in your pocket, a gateway to this brand new world of applications. And this is where you can really see how the world changed. All of a sudden, you could have a video conference from pretty much anywhere. Think about what that meant for families and for businesses. It just collapsed distance. You could pull up a map that updated in real time, which meant you'd never get lost in a new city again. So many of the things we just take for granted now, streaming music, watching videos on the bus, all of that was born in the 3G era.
But 3G's legacy is so much bigger than just the new apps it enabled. It really played this critical, foundational role. It literally set the stage for the super connected, always-on mobile world that we all live in right now.
And this quote really nails a huge piece of that legacy. By unifying all those different cellular standards, 3G made stuff like global roaming seamless. Suddenly your phone just worked almost anywhere you went in the world. That was a massive, massive step forward in creating a truly connected planet.
I mean, this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. Just look at the jump in every single category. Your handset went from a voice-only thing to a device that could handle voice, data, and video. Data rates, we went from crawling at kilobits per second to flying at megabits. And roaming, forget restricted, it went global. It was, in every sense of the word, a revolution.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that 3G wasn't just another small step. It was the essential bridge that took us from the old world of mobile voice to the brand new world of the mobile internet. It built the foundation for the entire app economy, for social media, for this mobile-first life we all live now. It really makes you wonder, right? What will the next great leap look like?